Hello and welcome you all to another session of IoT architecture and components. So in this session we'll be looking about the topic RFID, that is radio frequency identification. I'm Dr. Vijayalakshmi, Professor, Department of AI&DS, going to handle this session. The topics which are going to be covered in this session are the definition of RFID, what are its working components, and what is the difference between active and passive RFID, what are the advantages and disadvantages, applications, and their conclusion. So, what is RFID? The expansion of RFID is radio frequency identification. It is an identification system mainly used in retail and wholesale, security, veterinary, and military purposes. That it is growing rapidly as new uses for it was found. So, it is getting applications in several new fields because of its advantage. So the technology used to track and identifying an object or person by means of radio communication. RFID systems can be either passive or active. You may be surprised to find that you have been using RFID technology for years without knowing it. So many are using RFID. We have seen it, but we don't know how it is functioning. So how an RFID works or what are the components are? Mainly we have three components. One is a tag, the other one is antenna, and the third one is a reader. So the tag is nothing but it consists of a microchip and an antenna. So this tag will be attached to the object which is going to be tracked, and this will have some information about the object like identification number, memory will be there, and there's some dynamic information will be present in it. So it can be either read only or read write, and it is contactless, non line of sight, so it may not be in line of sight of the reader, and the reading range will be few inches to hundreds of feet. So two types of RFID tags are there. One is passive, the other one is active. So passive means it will not have a power supply. So the power supply for this tag is provided by the RFI reader, and it will be in smaller size and it must be close range of the reader. But in the other case, active type is, so it will have an internal power supply and it is larger compared with the passive, and but it is more expensive and it has shorter lifetime, and reading range will be more compared with the passive, and it is having more memory capacity store the information. And the third component is nothing but the antenna. So antenna is an electrical device which converts electrical power into radio waves. So the power supply which is present there, so that will be converted into radio waves, and vice versa. It is used for communication between reader and tags. So using the reader and using the antenna present in the reader, the power supply is converted to a radio waves, and the radio waves travel from the reader to the tag, and the tag, with the help of that, the tag's identification number will be identified and sent back to the reader again. So this is how the information is collected about the objects. So the reader retrieves information from the RFID tag, and then it detects or activates tags, reads and writes data to the tags. As we have seen, both the reading is also possible and writing is also possible on the tag. And then many will be consisting of a processor. So inbuilt in the reader we have a processor, signal processor, operating system, and then antenna is the memory is there, and then transceiver receiver unit will be there. So it can be either active or passive. So this is a diagram. So reader is there. So reader will be having operating system and programs has been installed in it, and then using the antenna data is collected from the tag and it will be processed inside the operating processor. So this is an active RFID. So car remote control, if you want to close and open the door, we are using in that. So active RFID devices are RFID tags with an attached power supply. So these tags emits a signal whether or not there is a antenna in the vicinity to receive the data. So you need not have direct line of sight is not needed. Then passive RFID devices are RF tags that do not have an attached power supply. The passive tags receive their power when it is emitted from the active antennas in close proximity. So the device and the tag and the reader must be present in close vicinity. Only then the power can be enabled in the tags. So it operates in low frequency or in high frequency or ultra high frequency, and the frequency ranges are given as in the slide. And this is the frequency range again. And the advantages of RFID are, so it is a non-contact. So no contact is needed between the two person or two reader and the tag, and no line of sight is also needed in this technology. It enhances efficiency, trackability of the production. Hundreds of tags can be read in seconds. So within seconds we can read many tags at a time, and they can be combined with sensors also. It not only saves time but also provides real-time information and access to anybody. So anyone can access information about the object. RFID tags can store a lot of information and follow instructions given in the tag, has the ability to pinpoint the location. Exact location can be identified, and it is a reliable product. So even though several advantages are there, disadvantages are also there. And because in active RFID the power supply is inbuilt, so because of that the battery charges are more, and there still needs to be regulations about RFID usage guidelines. And there is a privacy concern towards RFID devices. For example, some claim that Walmart is infringing on natural rights by overseeing what customers buy. So when in a department store, whatever customer is buying, so that is indirectly monitored by the Walmart. So that is a privacy concern about the users. Then RFID may be easily intercepted even if it is encrypted. It takes a lengthy time to program RFID devices. So that is a main drawback. Anybody can access information about anything. It is possible to compromise an RFID system by wrapping the protected material in 2 or 3 layers of ordinary household foil to block the radio signal. That is, if I want to stop the function of RFID, or if I want to block it, means just if I wrap it with the household foil through layers, now the radio signal will be blocked so that it cannot be used. And the applications of RFID tags are, it is having a wide variety of shapes and sizes, and they may be used in different materials. So mainly it is used in animal tracking, inserted beneath the skin, and it can be rice sized, very small. Size also varies depending upon the application. So when an animal is, we have to track it inside a forest, means inside the, will have the tag in the beneath of the skin so that we can track it with the help of a reader. So tags can be screw shaped to identify trees or wooden items. So in the form of a screw also we can insert it inside the tree for identification purpose. And then credit card shaped for use in access applications. The anti-theft hard plastic tags attached to merchandise in stores are also RFID tags. So like that, different shapes are available depending upon the applications. So use RFID tags if you want to wirelessly identify something without line of sight. So no need of line of sight, but I want to identify the object where it is. It has to be tracked. So use RFID if you want a computing device but not humans to see the ID. Use in tracking assets, people, documents, car, or any important thing which want to be tracked. Suppose if you are ordering something in Amazon, and if I want to find out whether it has reached the destination or not, you can track this RFID's model and you can track the material. Then airport security or baggage, track and identify passengers and airline luggage. And in medical field also it is having different applications, restricting access, tracking patients and guests with authorized wristband. So in the wristband we'll be having the RFID tag, so using that we can track it where the patient or the guest, or in the case of babies, are present. And it's also it is having application in postal service, that is tracking of mail or packages. So these are few applications of RFID. So in this slide we have seen what is RFID and what are the components of RFID, what are the disadvantages, advantage and the applications. So hope you have understand what or got an idea about RFID. Thank you.